So how about the very, very latest on Juan Soto? And there's a couple other things to report on as well. Let's go. What's going on, gang? Hope you're doing well. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Hump Day. Happy Wednesday. Okay. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. I want to keep you updated. Again, just make sure that you're subscribed to this channel. If you haven't done that yet, please do. And please make sure your notifications are turned on. Okay, we're 4 days away from the winter meetings. I don't want you to miss a thing. And I'll be live every day in the winter meetings with Hector from Morning Brew Sports and Latino Sports. So him and I will be giving you all the news that comes in. Okay, at the winter meetings and before that. So, and speaking of news, little by little, we're hearing more about the Juan Soto situation. What's the latest? Well, they're now at the point of eliminating teams. And every offer that's still on the table is over $600 million now. Okay, that's right from MLBTradeRumors.com. You can read it. Okay, and that is a pretty significant thing. Am I surprised? No. I said once Ohtani got his $700 million contract, deferred or not, that it gave Scott Boras the opening to ask for the close to the same, or if not the same, either AAV or average annual value or total outlay of the contract. It was going to happen one way or the other, and I still think it's going to happen, okay? Despite what the reports are saying from Randy Miller and some of these other folks, despite what the Red Sox reports are saying, the Mets reports are saying, nothing has been corroborated yet, not even on the Yankees side, okay? He hasn't signed with any team yet, but we're hearing that it could happen any day now. And I really hope that it happens during the winter meetings, and I really hope that I'm live when it happens so we can break that news to you. That I'm very much looking forward to either way. So, but in the meantime, we're also hearing that the Cubs could be waiting for this to happen too, to figure out how they want to position the trade, because the Yankees are, the Cubs are very motivated to trade Cody Bellinger and Nico Horner. Okay, and the Yankees have been known as the fit, and the Yankees have shown interest in Cody Bellinger as well. Okay, but I said this yesterday. I'll say this again. There's some folks that are saying Cody Bellinger is going to play. Is he going to play the infield, the outfield? The only way I see Cody Bellinger playing the outfield is if they trade Jason Dominguez for a controllable pitcher, frontline pitching. Period. That's it. Okay. The only other player, and I'll talk about another player too, but Caleb Durbin is. I see Jason Dominguez and Caleb Durbin potentially being the two new rookies to be part of this 2025 Yankees team. The only way I see Caleb Durbin being traded if it's part of a package for frontline controllable pitching. It doesn't make sense to trade them either way. It doesn't make sense to trade them for anything else. Okay, so Caleb Durbin's going to get every opportunity to win the second base job, just like Jason Dominguez is going to get every opportunity to win the left field job. Okay, but if they can somehow get a Garrett Crochet or something like that, right, or a frontline pitcher with controllable years, I would expect to say goodbye to one of these guys. It could happen. It could be Spencer Jones too. It could be Roderick Arias. So also hearing that he's the only untouchable right now in the Yankee system is George Lombard. He's an infield prospect, not Roderick Arias. Arias is a switch hitter, just like Jason Dominguez. He's got an exciting skill set. So, and these are the types of players that could get the Yankees, net the Yankees a serious player in return. The only situation I would what I would consider trading any one of these guys is for a quality player in return. Not prospects, not to clear a payroll. These guys are on the minimum anyway, with at least 6 controllable years, every single one of them. So that should fetch the Yankees a valuable return. But if they stay, I am totally fine with that, and I'm happy that Jason Dominguez plays left field and Durbin plays second base. Okay, but speaking of second base, now that we're up to date with the Juan Soto situation, right? That's the latest on Soto. The report, the signing can happen sooner than later. Okay, I'm encouraged by what Jack Curry told us. I'm encouraged by what we're hearing elsewhere, and I'm not really listening to the noise that all these fake reports that he signed a massive deal with the Red Sox and the Mets that have been corroborated by absolutely nobody. Okay. If he does go with them, then good luck to him. Okay, but the Yankees have every much of a chance as the Red Sox and the Mets do. The Yankees have just as much of a chance. Okay, so and again, it doesn't really matter. And as much people can say, sign him for whatever. I don't care about the money. Of course, you don't care about the money. You don't own the team. Okay, you don't work for the team either. Neither do I. And here's a couple facts. Yes, Hal's not George. We know that, but George is also not Hal. What do I mean by that? George didn't have to self-finance a stadium. He didn't have to give out 100+ million a year in revenue sharing every single year for teams that don't have to invest it in players. Hal does. Okay. George, he's had his legacy. He's a beloved owner here. Yes. But you don't have to beat your chest and be loud and obnoxious to be taken seriously or to be thought of as credible. Okay? Hal doesn't speak much, but when he speaks, you listen. He's in on this, all in on Juan Soto. He's not going anywhere. That $550 million bogus report is exactly what it is. Okay? He's not bowed out. He's in there, just like Steve Cohen is, just like Henry from the Red Sox. Okay? They're right in this at the very end. And they are one of the teams who have bid over $600 million. Okay? Fact. So stay tuned, gang. It's going to get hot one way or the other over the next couple of days. So, and I'm looking forward to keeping you updated on all of it. Now, moving on to the next thing, okay? I'm going to put something up here, okay? You know what this is? This is Hae-Sung Kim, Korea, KBO player. The report's having him being posted today at 12 noon, okay? And again, he plays second, shortstop, and left field. Why is he interesting? Well, number one, he's 25. He's of eligible age to get a major league contract, not an international contract. He's projected to get anywhere from 3 to 4 years, 6 to 8 million, or 7 to 8 million per year. He's going to have a good amount of suitors. Why? Well, let's look at his stat line here. Okay, look at the consistent pattern of doubles: 15, 15, 24, 20, 18, 29, 26. Stolen bases: 31, 20, 25, 46, 34, 25, 30. Okay, strikeouts are going down every year. Consistent 300 hitter. On-base percentage, 364. Okay. Slugging, 400. Okay. He's about a 766 OPS. Not sexy, but very, very contact-oriented guy. He bats lefty. He's 25 years old. He's speedy. Okay. So he would represent a good fit for a lot of teams. Like I'd mentioned, Caleb Durbin, right? I would only move Caleb Durbin if I can get a guy like this. It's the only situation I would move Caleb Durbin. Okay? And unless it's Brendan Donovan in a trade, but I can't see that happening now. The Cardinals more likely wants to trade Nolan Arenado. More likely want to keep Brendan Donovan. Brendan Donovan's I've been talking about for 2 years. But this is an option here as a second baseman or a left fielder if they happen to move Jason Dominguez, who could be cheaper than a Jurickson Profar, but have a similar skill set. Who could be cheaper than a Nico Horner, but have a similar skill set, right? We don't know what the Cubs are going to do yet. But it sounds as if, their Yankees are very likely going to agree to a trade with the Cubs for at least Cody Bellinger, right? Who knows what happens beyond that? If the Cubs eat money, if the Yankees send something back to them, I don't know yet. Well, the numbers have yet to be determined, but it sounds as if they're waiting for Soto to happen. Soto, the fact of the matter is, he's the great white shark, right? He's the great white shark of free agency. And once he gets signed, then the floodgates are going to open, right? So, and again, this matters. This really matters, okay? Because then you're going to see Corbin Burns. You're going to see a lot of these other folks, Anthony Santander. You'll see a bunch of these folks start signing. But Hae-Sung Kim, again, I don't know why the KBO's posting window is 30 days and the Japanese NPB is 45 days. I don't know why. That's just the way that it is. I have no explanation, but it's true. I looked it up. So it is what it is. But he has 30 days to come to an agreement if he's posted today. Otherwise, if he can't come to an agreement with a team, he goes back to Korea for another year. Just the same way in Japan. If they don't come to an agreement in 45 days, they go back to Japan for a year. So that would apply to Roki Sasaki and a guy like Munetaka. Now, Munetaka Murakami is another situation, right? He's going back to Japan now. He's agreed to go back there for the year. He's going to come back next year when he's officially 25. He'll be subject to the major league contract, which will be a hell of a lot bigger than Hae-Sung Kim. especially if he keeps performing. People keep calling him the lefty Joey Gallo. Joey Gallo doesn't have 240 home runs at the age of 24. Murakami does. And again, I planted this. I said this yesterday to a couple other Yankee content creators that I would keep in mind or keep an eye out if first of all, if the Yankees trade for Cody Bellinger for first base, right? And like I said, the only way I can see him playing the outfield is if they trade Dominguez for pitching. Period. That's it. He's an elite outfielder. Otherwise, he gets first base because I think Dominguez is going to stay. Okay. If he has a big year in 2025, he has the ability to opt in or opt out of his contract for 2026. The likeliness of him opting out after a big deal is big. It's large because he can secure a bigger contract in free agency. If he does that, it opens up the window for the Yankees to pursue Murakami for first base the following year, who is 5 years younger than Cody Bellinger, 4 years younger than Cody Bellinger. Okay, so that matters. Okay, so now why do I mention Murakami? Well, because he's expressed interest in playing for the Yankees, he's specifically named them. They've also specifically named him as a guy that they have interest in. So Murakami would not surprise me as a pursuit for the Yankees if Bellinger has a big year, comes here, has a big year, and then opts out of his contract for 2025. That is a realistic possibility. But first and foremost, he's got to come here, just like Juan Soto. He's got to come here first. Okay, so there's a lot of moving pieces, a lot of legs to this spider, right? But speaking of legs to the spider, there's another thing I want to share you. And this is good news for the Kansas City Royals. Okay, they reached a deal with Diamond Sports Group for 2025 season, basically extending their TV rights. They have reached a deal, an agreement with Diamond Sports Group to continue broadcasting games next season. They're one of 4 Major League Baseball teams that are part owners of their regional sports network. Games will air on FanDuel Sports on Kansas and Network Kansas City. FanDuel took over naming rights of 16 regional sports networks last month after Diamond had an agreement with Bally since March 21. The Royals and Diamond offer a streaming package that saw more than 40,000 subscribers. Okay, and so on. Okay, so why do I bring this up? Well, this is potentially good news for the Royals because it can give them more revenue, right, or consistent flow of revenue that they may not have had before, which allows them to be more aggressive in free agency, allows them to be more aggressive in the trade market. So that's good too. And like I said before, I'm not only going to report on the Yankees, I'm going to report on any relevant news for other teams too. Okay. And this to me is a big, a relevant piece of news for the Royals. I'm happy for the Royals. I want to see them be competitive. They made the playoffs last year. I want to see them continue to do that, like the Tigers and the Guardians, the rest of them. Okay. So that's pretty big news. But that's what I wanted to share with you today so far. Anything else comes out, you'll get it. Okay. Royals news today. Hi Sun Kim posting news today. Juan Soto updates and all the legs that come along with it. Stay tuned. It's going to get hot. 4 days. Winter meetings. Get ready to be blown away by a lot of information. Peace.